On this episode of Dragon Ball Z, we are going to talk about. I'm just playing, ain't no Dragon Ball Z. Y'all know that. Welcome back to another video. This video, we are going to talk about some NBA news. We're going to talk about some NBA surprise stories. So, All Star Weekend is upon us. Dog days of NBA, as they say. Dudes can't keep their hands to themselves. Dudes is getting suspended left and right. For some odd reason, people don't want to play, even though they just got traded. Dudes got traded, they out, all kind of stuff. Basically, the season is lagging, so these guys gonna get a reset. And I'm gonna talk about a little NBA news. I'm gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the surprise stories in the NBA. I know a lot of people want to talk about the best teams of the league, but I'm gonna switch it up, do a little different. So we're gonna talk about the surprise teams. So we're gonna get into one of the first picks, who I actually said was doomed a couple months ago, is the Clippers. So the Clippers, they started 6-21. They have been 20-7 since. They sent Chris Paul home. They traded James Harden and Ivan Zubac. And here we are. We got Kawhi Leonard going to work, averaging over 31.6 rebounds, 4 assists in that span. Clippers did make some good moves. They got them some draft picks. They did get younger, trading for Darius Garland and Maturin. I'm sorry. Sorry, bro. Maturin. I'm going to get your name right. But yeah, Isaiah Jackson as well. So we added some young depth. We are not operating as the Pittsburgh Steelers of the NBA no more, where you got a bunch of guys out there that's my age. You actually got you some youth, some guys that can go forward. And the way Kawhi Leonard is balling, you on your way. It looks like you pretty solid. Collins, Sanders, Dunn, Jones, all of these guys have been contributing to this team. They will not let this team go to the depths of the tank. It seems like the Clippers were headed directly towards the tank, which would have not benefited them because OKC has their pick. But here we are. They look like they're rising up above that. They look like they want to be an actual playoff team. And I thought these guys were cooked because November, it looked like they had no desire. Even with Harden, even with Kawhi, they just looked like they was done. But here we are. Talking about them, they're in 9th spot right there. So that's good enough for a play-in. So you ain't got nowhere to go but up. 2 games behind Golden State. Golden State has a world of injuries. Butler is out for the year. Curry, we don't know what's going on with Curry. Runner's knee. 37. Overused. That's on you, Steve Kerr. Then we're going to talk about Draymond. Draymond is doing what he can, but Draymond is not somebody you want leading your team in points. So here we are. We're talking about a Golden State team that's only 2 games ahead of the Clippers. So Clippers, you can jump into that 8th seed and then you can see what's up from there. So Clippers, I mean, I didn't expect you guys to come out of that hole. I thought you guys were cooked. It looked like you guys have found the fountain of youth. Kawhi Leonard, he is balling. I got to admit that he's doing what he's called to do. This is the Kawhi Leonard that they figured they was going to have when you first came to LA X amount of years ago. But I guess better late than never. Hopefully there's no injuries. There's nothing that comes about when they get maturing up to speed and you have Darius Garland that comes back off of injury. You can actually look like a pretty solid team. You got the talent to do it, but hopefully injuries don't kill you guys because that seems to be a problem. But hey, Clippers, good job to you. So I'm going to go to the next team. We're going to talk about the Phoenix Suns. 2 teams in the West, I know. But yeah, Phoenix Suns, 32-23. Who's seen that coming? Everybody raise your hand. Yeah, I ain't think so. Ain't nobody see Phoenix Suns. These people had them as a lottery team. They wasn't supposed to win 30 games the whole season. Here we are, All-Star break. They're looking at 32 wins. They're 9 games above 500. When you lose Bill and KD, it's hard to replace that. And even though you still have Devin Booker, who is an all-star, one of the better players in the league, you needed some help. And when they made the trade to send KD to Houston, they got Jalen Green. But Jalen Green has only played 7 of the 53 games. He's had a hamstring injury. He's working his way back now. And he has come back right before the All-Star break, so that's a plus. But we got to give love to Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks giving them 22 a game. Who had that on their bingo card? Hey, I know a lot of y'all do fantasy. Nobody ever seen Dylan Brooks put 22. A great player, a defensive guy, but for him to give you 22, you'll take that every time. I mean, if he can continue that, Phoenix could be a real issue. Devin Booker, 25, giving you the usual. That's what he usually does. But he's just comfortable in his role. Like, there's no more sharing it with Bill or sharing it with KD or sharing it with Chris Paul. This is what you was doing before those guys started to intertwine with this team. Now that it's just you now, it's back to you being the leader. And this is a much better team than it was before in your younger early days in Phoenix. So I mean, we got to give Phoenix a lot of love. Grayson Allen having a career year, giving them 17. Nobody's seen that. Gillespie, 13 points, 4-4, having a breakout year as well. This is something that you needed. You're getting Mark Williams. He giving you that paint presence that you lacked. I know you had centers. I know you had plenty of centers in that Phoenix team, but you never had one that was in the paint where he was supposed to be. You had some guys that wanted to shoot threes, some guys that wanted to shoot and live 20 feet outside the paint. But now you got some guys that want to live in the paint. Williams, he's doing his work. He's doing what he's called to do. He likes to defend. He likes to rebound. Now you're getting 12 and 8 from this man. That's what you need. That gives a lot of room where guys can spread out and they can do what they need to do. And you don't have to worry about somebody just not rebounding the ball. I'm not going to say bro name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all watched Phoenix last year, you know who I'm talking about. I'm going to leave him. I'm not going to put him out there. But I think he plays somewhere else still, but I ain't going to put his name out there. So, yeah, you got that out here now. This is what you needed. You needed somebody that just handles that work down there. And you're not just putting guys down there because they 7 feet tall or they just 250 pounds. You're getting somebody that's actually producing work down there. So with that, Grayson Allen, Gillespie, you're getting a lot of production. Dylan Brooks, you hope that it continues. That's what you hoping. You know Devin Booker, he's good for 25, 30 a night. But you hope with the other guys, you hope that works continues. And Jalen Green, he's going to be the key to getting this team into a good playoff situation or a playoff run. Because if he can come back healthy, we all know he's an upcoming star. His thing was consistency. Houston, it was consistent. We know he can give you 20 and then he might give you 7. If we can get him doing 20 consistently, this is going to be a dangerous team. I mean, Jordan Ott, you might be a Coach of the Year candidate. I mean, nobody's seen this team coming up. This was considered a draft team, a lottery team. People thought y'all was cooked, and here y'all are. Y'all in a good spot in the West, so we got to give you love to y'all. Next team we're going to talk about is your Toronto Raptors. They are 32 and 23 as well. Nobody really seen Raptors coming like that. They started off hot. They kind of tapered back off, but it looks like they're kind of picking that back up, which is something that they need to do. This is a really good team. They got a lot of players with names that's hard to pronounce, but those guys give you good work every day. So regardless of how long their name is, you just want them to put in good work, and that's what you're getting. And them getting Brandon Ingram over here is probably the best thing that they have done in a long time, and I mean a long time. He was only averaging 53 games per season, per his first 9 seasons, but he's already played 55 this year. So that's a good thing. That's what you want. You want consistent and you want health. He's probably going to be the comeback player of the year. Thing about it is Brandon Ingram, he can kill him in the middle. That's what he is. You used to have another guy like that. When you had a guy, his name was Kawhi Leonard, he used to kill him in the middle. It led you to a championship. I'm not saying that what this is, but it looks like it's trending towards that 19 year where you just have a bunch of guys that are able to contribute. And I think you have more firepower with this team than you had with that team. But Brandon Ingram, he's giving you 21. He's consistent. You already know that you have Scotty Barnes. He's probably one of the better young players in the league. He probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year if Wemby doesn't snatch that up. But I think he's already there. He just got to get a little bit more consistent with the jump shot. You start making a little bit more. Get with Brandon Ingram, matter of fact. Mid-range guy. Get with him. He'll get you together. That's your guy. 3-pointers, probably a little bit. That would help. But everybody's not a 3-point shooter, and he knows what his strengths is, and he operates in that. So that's cool. Quigley, 17 off 17. We didn't see him being consistent. The Knicks kind of traded him like he wasn't about that, but he has found his way. Him and RJ Barrett has found their way. And Toronto, I'm not sure the Knicks won that trade yet. I'm still not sure. But anyways, Patel, he's coming back. He's been missing too much. You need a big man presence. Because Sando, he's been your man, but Sando has filled in. He's not a consistent starter. That way he gets to go back to the bench and you get a little bit more depth. Because you do need some depth as far as big man. So with them, the thing with Toronto is they're only 4-13 against some of these top teams. Yes, you beat who you play, but you want to get a little bit more consistent against the Celtics, the Knicks, and the Cavs, because you're probably going to have to run through at least two of them, if not Detroit, to get to the finals. So you're going to have to get a little bit more consistent against them. But Toronto, looking like a really good team. They was another team projected to be a lottery pick. They haven't won this many games in the last 3 years. So here we are, 32 already. Then eclipsed that mark at halfway during the season. Counts for something. We got next, we're going to talk about the Charlotte Hornets. Everybody's seen the Charlotte Hornets coming up, didn't we? I mean, they started 4-14, but they have went 21-14 since. They've been pretty hot in the month of January, carrying over into November. January carrying into February. They beat the Spurs, the Thunder, the Nuggets, and the Rockets, and they beat them pretty easily. It wasn't like it was a struggle. They have been running up and down the court. This is what you need your young team to do. Knuppel, Rookie of the Year candidate, 18 a game, 5 rebounds. He's right up there with Cooper Flagg. One of them is going to get it. That's what it's looking like. Ryan Killerbacher giving you 8.6 rebounds. They had a nice little draft class, so somebody in Charlotte knows what they're doing. We know we got Bridges. When he comes back, we have Ball. Those be your more veteran guys, but Bridges is 27, Ball is 24. But you know what they're going to do. They're going to be consistent. And now you have Brandon Ingram. He's your star. He's getting better every game. It's looking like a really good team over there. We've been waiting a long time for Charlotte to start doing something as far as getting these picks and developing these players. And it looks like somebody has figured it out. Because for the longest time, Charlotte has been without playoff. They have been away from the playoffs. They haven't been in the playoffs since 2015. So this might be the year to break that. They currently 9th in the play-in as well, but there's room to improve. I mean, Miami's right ahead of them. That's another team that is not locked to make the playoffs. I mean, they're having a pretty good year, minus lack of star power, but we don't know how long that's going to last with Miami. Hopefully it does for their case, but I think Charlotte is on their way up. I think they have figured something out. Charles Lee, he might be another Coach of the Year candidate, because what he's done with this young team, nobody expected this. Charlotte looked like they was headed towards Utah Jazz territory. Looked like they was finna pack it in, but I guess something, new year, new me. Because ever since January, they've been playing like a playoff team, and they look like they have no fear of playing anybody. Whoever they play, they look like they're about to give them the business. So that's another team we're looking forward to. We believe that Charlotte, I know Barkley said they're going to the playoffs. I hope he didn't jinx you, because sometimes when he makes these predictions, it goes, yeah, we don't want that. We hope against Barkley's we hope against his guarantees, because they ain't always guaranteed. So I hope that man didn't curse y'all, but y'all look like y'all on y'all way. And I will be looking forward to seeing more of y'all. And last but not least, we got to talk about the team that everybody had being the number one in the East, which is the Detroit Pistons. 40-13. Best in the East. Everybody's seeing that. Third in defense. First in blocks and steals. So basically with this team, you ain't getting no breathing room. Whatever you think you want to do, you probably not going to do. You're going to have to find a way to grind out wins, which a lot of people are not built for, but this team is. They are not a heavy offensive team. They're not going to run you out the gym, but they can shoot that ball. They do have guys that can spread the floor. And Cade Cunningham, 24, 9 assists, second in the league in assists. Durant, 17 points, career high for him. He's probably going to get him a pretty good payday this offseason. But we got Stewart, we got Holland, we got Reed, and we got Jennings. They'll give you 40 points off the bench. So if your bench can give you 40 points, I think you're in pretty good shape as a team. We got Robinson, we got Harrison. That's your veteran leadership, but Robinson, he is what they needed as far as a shooter because he is consistent. And you got Herter in the draft, in the trade deadline, who is another shooter. So you're going to get that floor spacing. And the way Cade Cunningham feeds the ball is going to be open threes for them, which has pretty much been what it's been for Robinson most of the year. I think with this Detroit team, you're really not going to be able to outrun them. Even though they're not a high-scoring offensive team, they're not the best as far as that. But that defense is so good. You really have to make the smart decision. And if you think you're going to come in there and just start shooting threes and hope for the best, it's not going to happen for you. We've seen them handle a lot of teams. Some of the teams we've talked about, they have handled them. Detroit is just on another level. I don't see them slowing down because the way they play defense plays into their pace of style. So they can handle the game pace as they want because they are controlling the defensive side of the game. And there's really nothing that you can't do against them. Like, you're not going to shoot. You're not going to pick and roll. You're not going to run up and down the court. You're going to have to make the best decisions. And a lot of people so far have not. Only 13 losses out of 53. A lot of people ain't made the best decisions. And I don't see them slowing down. I see them consistently going. Whatever happens to this Detroit team in that playoff loss, it is carried over to this year. And they are consistently looking to destroy the Knicks as one team, but they are looking to destroy everybody. So if I was the Knicks, I kind of make sure I stay away from them. I don't know how you're going to work that out, but I don't think you want to see them no more. Like, I know you got another game, but you don't want to see them in the playoffs because they've been playing with you. You know, they've been having their way with you. But a lot of teams need to try to avoid that bottom spot because it looks like Detroit ain't finna give up that number one seed. You need to make sure that you're moving accordingly because I don't think that's the team you want to start your playoff run against. You might want to find something safe to do. That's the team you need to stay away from. But what did we learn? We learned that if you play defense, I'm talking to everybody in the NBA, if you play defense, you could probably have the best record in the East. Just the thing. You can go from a team that hasn't made the playoffs in 10 years. You could have a hot month and you could be right back in it. You can lose a Hall of Famer and a career all-star player, and you could recover. And you could probably do it with players that has been traded or casted off. And also, if I say you doomed, you probably ain't doomed. Because all you got to do is just recover and start playing for real. Or, make sure that guys is not sitting on the bench just because. But, yep, that's what we got going on for you. So, Clippers looking like a playoff team. Phoenix already there. Toronto, probably a playoff team as well. And Hornets on your way. Detroit, they just there. They already at the top. They just waiting for the season to be over at this point. But I appreciate you guys watching this video. I'm going to catch you on the next one.